This is an off-brand Band-Aid and you're trying to cover the wound. And some of you will say, 350,000? That's more affordable than he's been earlier on. So now we're giving credit for an overpriced discounted player? This is like if lunch cost you $10, but you decide to pay $20 for the same portion. What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike. You heard that, you liked that, support the video. Just wanted to bring it back. Felt right. Maybe I'll do that once a week. And I've seen a couple comments saying, Mike, your intros, they got some length to them. Guess what? When I'm giving you 10 plus minutes, I gotta build some momentum. I gotta talk to you. I don't waste my breath. You want the analogies, the ins, the outs, the way that we articulate that FIFA greatness? Let me bring that ambiance. Let me give you something to smell. A lot of you that compliment them same types of similes and metaphors, the wordplay, the double entendres. You might have to Google that if you don't know. Them puns, it starts with the intro. I'm talking to my people, the beautiful people. Today, we're discussing the most overpriced center attacking midfielders. If you didn't drop a like for the Dirty Mike intro, I'm actually heard a little bit. That means you might be new to the channel, which is fine. We're happy to have you. These are guys that you don't necessarily want in your starting 11 unless you have them untradeable and it was something on the free and the free. The criteria is simple. Must be a center attacking midfield base position. No icons. That'll be a separate video. Price tag, hefty. Gameplay based. Do they perform? This is listed in order based on price points. Comment below. Let me know what you think of the top 10. What would you situate? Did I leave off any players? And if you'd like to be featured in the next video, we're going to be talking about center mid, center defensive mids. Who's overpriced to you? Who's on your negative list? Who are you not enjoying the usage rates? You may have seen the J-Labs, by the way, 15% off. Use Mike. If you want to run up anything for the headsets, for the microphones, first link, it's there. I might even get a discount code for Dirty Mike. David Silva, the little Spaniard that could, or I wish that he could, at least on the virtual pitch. 125,000 coins, and I'm a man with taste for the finer things in FIFA. And the beautiful game will always include David Silva. Spanish national team, Manchester City, but FIFA has never done him any favors, or EA has never delivered or allowed him to translate to the greatness that he's able to create and innovate and orchestrate on the actual pitch. And this foot item at an 89 is probably the best we're gonna get. If you want a symbiotic relationship, you're gonna have to build the attack around David Silva. And yes, I might have taken a couple courses of geology, and I remember symbiotic, symbolic. That was mentioned on multiple occasions. This might be the most I got out of those courses. I'll tell you what, on a separate side tangent, education in the United States, at least, suspect. When you go to university, it's expensive, and they really don't teach you what you need to know. Then you come out of school, you got a bunch of debt, you don't get a better job. Even if you went to a more expensive university, that's not guaranteed, especially depending what you were studying. It's still about connections and relationships. Maybe who you know, not what you know. That collaborative effort, you might not want to hear that. They should really just offer a school or a program where you go for a few years and we're able to just use that as a networking forum that costs a fraction of the price. University in the United States just puts you in such a position to feel pressure. I'm disgusted. Our system, we need to work this out. I brought all this up because I also believe David Silva deserves better ratings. I'm not sure if I brought that together perfectly. We move. Kevin De Bruyne, the 91 overall, 140,000 coins. I know, the normal gold. It's not that he's common, at least this version, but it's like getting a substitute or a placeholder as you're building out your team. KDB, the standard edition, he's not your first, second, or even third option. Not at this stage of FIFA. This is like if you want a Rolex, but you picked up a Tudor. They're both high-end quality products. Tudor's not quite as good as Rolex, doesn't have the same branding or marketing. The point that I'm making, you would be better off saving up for a player that's going to be in your starting 11 that'll be more viable, or using these coins on something else that's happening on the virtual pitch and just taking an overpowered option. This is an off-brand Band-Aid and you're trying to cover the wound. I didn't think that was going to be the reference that we're going to discuss today. I support the organics. Healthy, we recycle, take care of the environment. Fekir, plentiful stats. But where the hell are you playing Fekir on the virtual pitch? Not fast enough to be a winger. I personally don't support him or co-sign him as a striker. You can play him as a center attacking mid, but let's have a real talk moment. Not a TED talk, a Dirty Mike speech, if you will. You are not using Fekir unless you packed him untradeable. Tell me I'm wrong. Otherwise, why are you spending nearly 300,000 coins? This is not the option. It can't be. Nainggolan, 85 overall. 3 plus 3. And some of you will say 350,000? That's more affordable than he's been earlier on. So now we're giving credit for an overpriced, discounted player compared to when he was first introduced? No, we're not doing that. And some of you will argue saying, well, he's not a true center attacking mid. That's the position, that's the default. I gotta keep consistency and continuity throughout these videos. I owe that to the people. I start breaking rules, I'm all over the place. That doesn't work. And of course, you're gonna play him as a center mid or a holding mid or a true box to box. But this price tag does not make sense. Too many other options, but I do like Nainggolan. I'll throw him a compliment. Kai Havertz, specifically the one to watch edition. Is this based on rarity, expectation, impact, potential? I don't understand. 365,000 coins. And I just don't rate Havertz in this year's installment, period. This is like if lunch cost you $10, but you decide to pay $20 for the same portion in hopes of maybe getting some leftovers to go. That doesn't align logically. Frankly, even with an inform or a secondary inform, multiple informs, I'm not sure Havertz is gonna become usable. You need a serious promo. You can't counteract 6'2", 78 agility, 74 balance. That's gonna equal clunk fest. Not a concert I want to visit, especially not during a pandemic on the weekends. Thomas Mohler, and maybe this should be a disclaimer that SBC players currently are more expensive than they normally would be, not because of their personal SBC, but different options and interchangeability that's happening right now on the marketplace that's just caused players to be more expensive. With that being said, this foot item is not enough. Simply not enough. 400,000 coins. That's what you're quoting me. And he's a tweener. I'm still not sure where to use Thomas Mohler to get the best output. Did he deserve upgrades? I even made an argument. I tried to push the narrative that he'd have a Team of the Year nominee situation. He'd be up for the vote, and he wasn't. He's monumental to the success of Bayern Munich. I would never take that away from him. But he's one of those players that has a poor track record in FIFA, and I think you're making a big mistake if you're completing this SBC, unless you are just a fan of Thomas Mohler and Bayern Munich. But we're talking FIFA. And I give you factual statements, strong opinions. I just made my opinion a fact. Apparently we went from subjective to objective. We've got some hybrid between the two. And I'm not soft. Soft. In German, I think it's sanft. Sanft? Sanft? It's S-A-N-F-T, I think. Sanft? Sanft? That is not a German accent at all. They would be yelling at you. Soft! 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 I'm sorry to all the Germans watching this video. If you want to correct me, I will happily accept your correction. I could have put more effort and listened to some pronunciation videos, but I'm just going off the top. Anthony, the stats aren't fake, talking over that 500,000 mark, but the 3-star weak foot is also very, very real. And it limits you at the highest of levels when you're starting to get into that elite status to go with if you're not building out a team full of influential Brazilians or you have icons. Link up play starts getting a lot more complicated, even though I don't put that into consideration with where I place the players or why somebody is overpriced. It's still all about gameplay and performance. I just think there are better options, and some of you are going to completely agree and others are going to completely disagree. I think this is one of those players where you fall to the left, you fall to the right. I don't think many will hover in the middle. You're going to choose a side. I'm okay with that. I understand if you want to join the boat ride. You want to be a backseat driver, passenger seating, Uber, pool, the bathroom slot on the flights, emergency exit. We're on a roll. I like this momentum. That's why we needed the intro in the video. Odegaard, straight up, you're paying a Premier League tax. I've talked about it. This is that performance fee. Even the fact that he's at Arsenal now really bumps him up heavily. Their fandom. If you've been to the Emirates, you got to sell a couple siblings to get season tickets there, or at least to be able to afford them. I get busy with Odegaard. I respect him. I appreciate him. I enjoy using him. But for a player with a unique nationality, pre-upgrade, I think 600,000 coins and some helpers, that's serious business. And I just can't see him keeping or holding that value until we're getting to that upgrade stage. There's just too many options. Hype dies down and you're gonna see it regress or downturn or have a slippery slope. Just my opinion. Not that I'm a trader. Bruno Fernandez. Hear me out. We're talking about the 90 overall. This is relatively simple. I love Bruno Fernandez in FIFA 21. This foot item included. He's excellent. I guess we could go Portuguese and Spanish. Excelente. No complaints, other than there are 4 versions that are better than this version of Bruno Fernandez. and you're quoting me at nearly 1 million coins. Something from a principle standpoint in FIFA bothers me about that price tag associated with the 5th best version of this player. That's the only argument I have here. I love everything about Bruno. I've actually used this specific foot item before all the other versions were released in the promos and the player of the months and so forth and so on. Obviously, he's been amazing in real life. I rate the foot item spectacular, insert a superlative, brilliant. I just dislike the price tag for getting the 5th best version of the player. Have I hammered that home enough? Gomez, 1.2 million coins. Wow, this guy's dope. But at 1.2, that can't be the price to pay. What was the show? The Price is Right? No, we're rebranding. The price is expensive. It's overpriced. Definition of overpriced, especially as new foot items are released, or just the fact that this promo starts to die down. There's no reason to pay onwards of 1 million coins for Gomez. Pre-upgrade. All day, every day, this looks like a 750,000 coin player. Do I still co-sign him? Of course, indeed. I don't switch up. His ability isn't the problem, but his price tag associated with the ability and what my expectations are for the output and the deliverables, it doesn't really match up, and that's why I consider him overpriced. There's quite a few players in this position that cost 3 million, 4 million, even 5 million coins. But in my opinion, we're talking about the best center mids in the game, or the best center attacking mids in the game. So is that price tag justified? I can make that argument. But let's say you're in the top 5 most expensive, but you perform as a top 20 in that position. Definition of overpriced. I'm speaking in hypotheticals, but just watch this price move a bit, like a drunk man in a disco. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a like. If you haven't turned on notifications, that would be high-key appreciated. Hit the bell, the LaBelle. You slap it, you ring it, you talk to it. I'm looking forward to the comments, some of the back and forth, our discussion group. I feel that we've built something really special. We've been uploading every single day. Clockwork. I appreciate you. I only wish you health, wealth, and prosperity, and I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.